I spent 3 years preparing for a single job. Twice I was rejected in its entrance examination. In my third attempt, I finally cracked it. Now, what job requires 3 years of preparation? That job is no ordinary job. It is the scientist position of Indian Space Research Organization. For those 3 years, I sacrificed my sleep, good food, time with my friends, time with my family, luxury of any kind, basically anything that is good in life. You might be wondering that who sacrifices so much for a job and for an examination? Unfortunately, this is how competitive examinations in this country work. You sacrifice a lot. But why would you sacrifice that one thing that you have sacrificed so much for? Well, makes the 3-year journey kind of futile, makes it all pointless. It will all make sense very soon, for this one decision that you might think is radical was the wisest decision of my life. But to explain that, I have to go 10 years in the past. 10 years ago, when I was 18 years dumb, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. Motivational in nature. Should have been the first red flag, but it wasn't. What can you say? I was 18 years dumb. These videos had a commonality. They all talked about how you should choose a life without regrets. When you are 90 years old, you do not want to be in your deathbed regretting what you did not do. Those kind of sort. I know that you have watched some of them as well. There's a very good reason why these videos do so good. They're gently tapping into your insecurities. Consciously or unconsciously, you know this one deep down in your head. That if I miss out on this one opportunity, I might regret for the rest of my life. 90 years old, I'll be regretting about missing out on this one thing that I did not do. When the truth is that at any point of life, whenever you try to grab onto something, there's something else slipping out through your next hand. Now, I did not just watch those videos. I was super young, was very new in starting to do something on my own and starting the struggle. I stuck through it for 8 years. And then I finally regretted watching those videos. That's when I realized that it's not even possible. See, this fear of missing out, a very simple acronym FOMO we give it, it's not a simple thing. It can severely give you anxiety. And sometimes it gets so bad, you're panicking so much about missing out on so many things that sometimes you don't choose at all. For example, don't they say, the college life only comes once, bro, enjoy while it lasts? Well, it doesn't. It came twice for me. And my favorite one going these days, any next person is having an online course running. On social media, you are going to see an ad running that buy this course in the next 12 hours and you are going to get 90% discount. Tapping on your insecurities. And 7 days later, you're going to find out the same course, same 11 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. Or get head first into any kind of graduation right after you complete your senior secondary. Don't wait and think, or you are going to be left behind. Or another one which I do not know how familiar you are with, but in the domain of competitive examination, they used to say a lot, that if you crack this one examination, your entire life is sorted. If you don't, your entire life is ruined. As if any one examination or any event in general has that much capability to influence your life. Now, I can explain it with a little bit of physics, not a lot, a little bit. Now, we humans live in a world of 3 dimensions, and we are 3-dimensional beings. We control our position only with respect to the x, the y, and the z. There's a dimension that we do not control, and that's the dimension of time. No matter what you do, you cannot speed it forward, you cannot reverse it, you cannot slow it down, you cannot stop it. It just goes the way it goes. And same for all, same pace. All of us are going to move 1 second into the future every second. Don't get all theory of relativity with me just because you watched Interstellar once. The point over here is that we do not control time. And we are all here with a limited amount of time. We don't know the limit, which is the tricky part, but we all know for sure that the time is limited. Now, with this limited amount of time, we are placed in this world with unlimited things to do, infinitely many things to do. And that brings panic. And that brings you not even choosing, paralysis by analysis. Now, no matter what you do, There will always be something more. More careers to pursue, more hobbies to develop, or just more people to meet. In this world, we have 7.75 billion people. How much time do you have? Let's say, take an average age of 20, you are lucky enough to grow up to 90. In the next 70 years, how much time do you have? Just in terms of seconds. How many trillions of seconds do you have? If you do the math, very simple, which I know you'll do after this talk, you just got 2.2 billion seconds. That means that even though you have to meet only 1/3 of the population of this world, you still need to meet one person every second. And you better learn teleportation. And the meetings are going to be super precise. No matter what you do, you're always going to be missing out on something or the other. I'm sure that you have been a content consumer on YouTube. I have been a content creator on YouTube. In the past 6 years, I have created 683 videos. And I'm sure that in the past 6 years, you have consumed much more videos than that. Do you know how much content is created on YouTube? Every hour, 30,000 hours of content is created. Which means that even if you dedicate your life to consume YouTube videos, which you shouldn't, but let's say you did. You give 24 hours a day to consume YouTube videos. You're still going to miss out on 99% of the content, which is actually good. I suggest you miss more. But the point here is that in a similar manner, you're also going to miss out on 99% of life, no matter what you do. So instead of worrying about missing out on that 99%, how about you live the 100% of that 1% that you did choose? Now, your pursuit of avoiding missing out on something is quite similar and now sounds very futile, just like it did sound when I said that I left my job after 3 years of preparation. Now, you are always going to be having regrets no matter what you do. There's always more things to do. There's more people to meet, and there's always going to be more experiences. You'll never be able to touch, feel, taste, experience everything. And you are having limited amount of time. Maybe that's why we all hate dying. No, I said hate dying as if dying is some nutritious vegetable. But anyways, the point over here is that regret, just like death, is inevitable. I regret a lot of things. I regret not sitting down with my friends till 4 o'clock in the morning, sipping coffee and eating Maggie in my college hostel. I regret not spending time with my proud parents after my selection in Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Would have been a lovely dinner. Instead, I decided to plunge straight through into my ISRO ambitions. I know that I regret not traveling more. I spent 4 years living in the beautiful state of Sikkim and didn't visit any places over there. You would visit more places in just 2 days of traveling in Sikkim. I know that I'm going to regret a lot of things that I'm doing right now or not doing right now. I know that I'm going to be regretting not spending more time with my girlfriend, going on long trips. Instead, I'm here talking to you guys in a different city, in a different state. Regret is always going to be over there. And unlike what those YouTube videos said, that choose a life without regrets, sorry ladies and gentlemen, that choice doesn't even exist. You just choose the regrets that you live with. Somewhere in some parallel universe, standing in front of you is a still scientific officer at Department of Atomic Energy who never went for ISRO ambitions. In some other, a still scientist in Indian Space Research Organization who never left his job. Both of them with their own set of reasons of why they did what they did. Both with their own set of regrets of why they did not do what they wanted to do. They are going to be sounding just as convincing as me. But the more they speak, the more their reasons, which initially sounded very convincing, will start to morph into excuses. And I'll tell you how you'll find out. The more they speak, they are going to start talking about, I did not do this because of him, her, they, that. Well, anything you say after because of is an excuse if it is not you. So that's what I cannot live with. I would have hated myself if I never saw the insides of Indian Space Research Organization knowing that I wanted to do it. I would have hated myself if I never left my job when I wanted to pursue a career in writing, podcasting and public speaking. That's a regret that I cannot live with. So we just choose the regret that we can live with. and also we can live a life without excuses. So pick your regret, pick the one that you can live with, and also live a life without excuses. Or so I think. I'm extremely sorry that I'm not that 90-year-old who actually knows what happens down the line. But in my defense, 90-year-olds do not speak much. They do not give talks, they do not run podcasts, they do not make YouTube videos, and for good reasons. It's not because they can't, but it's because they know that they are going to regret it. They know that we are not going to listen. Because 7 years ago, a 59-year-old man came and talked about how we are not prepared for a pandemic, and nobody listened. And he was the then richest man on the planet, and still we did not listen. So they don't speak, and we do not listen, and you're stuck with a 28-year-old me, who's probably 99% wrong. But you can learn that 1% that I'm right to the 100%. But to make it even better, I'm going to leave you guys with few words of a man who did not get to live till 90. I hope you have considered that possibility as well. A man who did not get to live till 90, but yet lives forever, he once said, whatever you do in life will be insignificant, but it is very important that you do it. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I hope you do not regret listening to me talk. Thank you.